go. Hello, everyone. It's your girl, Angie, and I'm back. I'm always coming in with some wonderful, wonderful, wonderful women who are doing great things in the world. And we all know that I love self-care. Well, I happen, the internet is just connecting us in all kinds of ways. I met someone, and I was on her page, and I saw Miss CandiceJ Limitless on there, and then I was like, ooh, and I snooped around, and I saw that she had a song that was called Self Love, and so I just had to have her on the podcast. And so let me tell you a little bit about my new friend Candice. She is more than a recording artist. She creates music to help women to learn to love themselves, to be confidently, unapologetically, limitless versions of themselves so that they can go and use their talents and skills. So that's most likely you. If you're listening, I'm in today. And so I just really had to just sit down with this R&B recording artist and just talk to her about her song and like, how does she come up with all these? I mean, to be a songwriter to me is always amazes me, which I'm sure anyone journals or as a poet or write novels, people probably say, how do you do it? So that's what we're going to do here today with Candice. Thank you so much for being here. Welcome.
Thank you for having me. It's definitely a pleasure to be here. I was trying to hold in a laugh when you said you were snooping on the page, because that's something. I was like, that is so me.
Yeah, I go into like some, you have like these business pages you might jump onto, and you see people there automatically talking, and I'm from this place, that place. I'm more like the person that comes into the party and like assess. And then I'm like, oh, they look interesting. And they look interesting. So I kind of strategically decide like how I'm going to converse and have conversation. So I'm glad I'm not alone. So can you tell us a little bit about you? Like, how did you have you been a singer your whole life? Is it something that you just played around with and then all of a sudden it's blossomed into this career?
So I have always loved music. I don't come from a very musical family, as most singers probably do. Just when I was younger, I would always watch the award shows and watch the performers, and I would watch them do the concerts, and just to see like the response that the audience gave, the response that when they were at the concerts, the performers, the supporters and the fans, the way it moved them, there was power in that, and for me, I know music is a form of therapy, and I could see that. And just the way the people were responding, it was bringing them together. Some of them were crying. Some of them were just like, I'm hoping it was tears of joy. But some of them were just so excited. And it felt like I could feel it through the screen. And so I was like, wow, that's something that I want to do. And I found out I could sing. Like, I was a shower singer at first. And everybody sounds good in shower. So I would sing in the shower, and I would get this burgundy towel and put it over my head. That would be my hair. And I would grab the hairbrush and just, I'm in there singing my heart out a whole concert. Like, and don't bother me. My parents like, it's time for you to come out. And I'm like, first of all, I'm still in the middle of my concert. So let me finish. But I started doing that, and I started singing. And what happened is I went over to a friend's sleepover, and we were having like a little talent show. And I went for Whitney. Of all the songs, I don't know why, but I was like, I guess feeling real bold in that moment. And I started to sing, and they were kind of like, okay, like, you can sing. And I was kind of like, I can for real? Like, okay, because when you're not confident enough at first, then you kind of need like the outside validation. And so I was like, okay, I thought I could sing, but I just need to make sure, so y'all confirmed, okay, I can sing. And so once my parents found out, they put me in the choir, and I sang in our church choir, and I just always loved music. And I actually got the opportunity in high school to sing some vocals for my cousin, who is now a movie producer, Justin Price. I got a chance to sing some vocals for his group, and that was my first time in the studio. I loved it. Like, as soon as I got there, he gave me not the lyrics, but he gave me the paper with the song on it. I was was not prepared at all. It was me and my voice. And I'm just like, okay, well, how do you want me to sing this? And he was like, just listen to it, listen to the beat, just stay on rhythm and just sing. And I'm just like that's all the direction you're gonna give me. So I'm listening, everybody goes in, the guys are rapping, and then it's time for me to come in. And I just went with the flow, and it felt so natural. It felt like, if I was a fish just jumping in water. And I love how it made me feel. And it just, I don't know, that's when I kind of really played with the idea of, oh, I want to be a singer, so that's where all that came from. And I just always love music. It's a therapy, and just to see the power, for me, it has the power to soothe, to heal, to bring people together, to inspire, just the energy that it gives off. I love it. I love it.
Yeah, because music just thank you for sharing. It also is kind of time stamps, like certain things. Like there's certain songs that you put on. If you put on a old Poor Righteous Teacher. When I was in high school, I loved Poor Righteous Teachers. I just liked all like Brand Nubians. I was on YouTube one day, and I was like listening to this, all these old songs came up. It just took me back to high school. Like, I know I'm probably dating myself, everybody, okay? But it's just like I remember all those memories and like where we were going and who was driving and what I was doing. And yeah, it's just a part of life that you could go back and it brings up memories. Is why I love journaling. And then also like Jill Scott and I, we've been friends. Like she's been through the breakup, through the, like moving on, and just like you, as coming up with your music, people are going to be listening to it, and they're going to be experiencing things in life, and then they're going to come back to those songs, and especially what you have here for a time period when we need self-love. Because self-care is self-love.
Absolutely.
So tell me about your song Self-Love. I didn't know exactly if you had a sample, if you wanted to play it, or you want to just talk about it and send people to listen to it. It's whatever you feel comfortable with.
Okay. You guys can find it on YouTube, on Spotify, Amazon, or you can go and visit my website, CandiceJLimitless.com. With Self-Love, I started that was my my third song that I wrote. And for me, it was a headspace that I was in. Each song that I write, it depends on my mood, how I'm feeling, what I'm going through. That's my way of bringing you into Candice's world, letting you know what I'm feeling. And for this song, I wanted it to, just give the story of encouragement about this woman who, I kept hearing a lot about self-love, and it seemed like it was something that was trending, but for me, it was personal. So I was just at a point in my life where I was like, you know what, I got to be honest with myself. I don't have the self-love that I need to have. And so for me, I took it very personal and started to work on myself, started to learn to love myself. What do I need to do? What does that mean? And I felt compelled to write that song because there's so many women who go through this, but a lot of people don't really want to talk about it. That's not the fun part of self-love. I was broken. There's really no other way to say it. I was broken. I was going through a lot. And I wanted to share that in the song, where it was like me coming face to face with myself, just really facing the woman in the mirror and saying, okay, look, you haven't been loving this woman like you need to. And she needs to be loved. You've been settling for things that you don't need to settle for. You haven't been doing the things that you love doing. It feels like you're almost on the sidelines of life, just watching everybody else live. And so that song, it just, that's that one. Oh, that one definitely it brings a lot. It brings a lot up. For me, that was a form of therapy to just get out what I was feeling. How do I learn to love myself? What does that mean? What do I do? And it got to a point to where I transitioned from, okay, I was broken, but I finally found me. Like I found me, and I like this woman. Like I'm learning her, I'm loving her. I like this. I'm learning my self-worth. And that's all that matters. I got to love myself first before I can try to demand it from, my husband, before I can try to demand it from anyone else. I have to love me first, because I'm going to show him how I want to be loved, how I deserve to be loved, my worth, and just even interactions with other people and how they're treating me. And so I wanted to share that with other women, because we need to understand that. We need to understand, hey, I got to love me first. I really need to take a look in the mirror. And sometimes it doesn't always feel good. I'm gonna be honest about it. It does not feel good, because you have to admit to yourself that there was I think for me, I had some self-hate and didn't even realize it. I didn't realize it. And so in order to get to the self-love part, you have to be willing to admit that. And a lot of us don't want to. A lot of us don't want to talk about it, or a lot of us feel like we're inadequate if we say that we don't love ourselves, or we don't feel worthy. And that may be, that may be true. You may feel like that at that moment in time, but you have to understand you are worthy. You are more than enough. You are worthy to be loved. And so it was just important for me to share that. And I found this amazing beat, and I was just like, I was vibing with it. And I was, oh yeah, this is perfect. The beat, the message. So I wanted to make sure I was doing a song for women to help them learn to love themselves, be more confident in who they are, and live life limitless. And I felt like that song definitely checked everything.
Yeah, because like the hook is repetitive, and like when you were talking, I could hear it like in my head. It's like you have to keep telling yourself that over and over. It's like a affirmation kind of song. Like, like it's like
Absolutely.
affirmation, because when you were talking, I could like hear you in my head, like seeing it over and over and over as you were talking. And I was like, oh yeah, like, just that's what you need to hear. Maybe every day if you're feeling low, like this is a song that you can just hit play while you're brushing your teeth and while you're
Mm-hmm.
looking in the mirror. And it's just a beautiful song to pin to, and ask yourselves, as Candice brings up the points in the song, turn them into questions, and then write in your journal about it. It's a very healing song. And pause right now and go listen to it.
Definitely. I throw it on. I probably listen to it at least 5 times a day, and not because I'm biased to it, just because of the message. And like you said, having that reinforcement, because we do need it, as humans, we need it. We look at kids and think, we got to keep telling them things. But for us as adults, we need to keep hearing that. So it was definitely reinforcement. And when I put it on, it instantly, it gets me right back in that vibe of, okay, I'm more than enough. Girl, you got to love yourself first. Know your self-worth. And, once I'm done, I'm like, yes, I'm in that mindset. I got it. So
Yes. Congratulations.
thank
I
you.
mean, that's just going to speak to so many people, so many women. I mean, anybody who needs self-love, anyone, like man or woman, can listen to it and get the message, because not just women that go through self-esteem issues. We have men that, the same thing, that, we're all very similar in our process and how we look at things. So tell us, what's another song that you've written that is kind of, that I know you love them all, but there's another one that you really feel like makes you feel like self-love?
Oh, the self-love definitely is my favorite.
Yeah.
I didn't think I would, as a musician, I didn't think I would have like, just one favorite, but self-love is it. Like my other ones, I love them, but just where I'm at in my life, that really speaks to me. So if I had to choose the other ones, let's see. Grace was my very first one. And it was more so of just talking about coming out of that mindset of keeping yourself in a box, not being afraid to, letting fear hold you back. And just this woman, letting I'm tired of, being held back. I'm tired of holding myself back. I just give me a little extra grace to run this race and to go out there and to just like really like to do this, you know, to start to become myself, to she's starting to evolve. So it's a close second between Grace and Limitless Anthem. Man, you guys got to go check them out.
Yeah, because I know
and
you were
let me know.
asking everyone, like, you know, like you were just asking your community that you were in, like, which ones, and I went back and I'm like, oh, I don't know. I know self-love, but I'm like, there was, you know, which one to choose. So, but you know, when I really feel as you're speaking and talking about your songs, it's just so healing because there's boundary issues. There's like, you know, things that we deal with like just generational trauma, just growing up, how we perceive ourselves. And it's like your music is helping people to go beyond that, like with Grace, get out of the box. But then when you get out of that box, you kind of feel naked and exposed. So you kind of like, I need the self-love. Self-love. And it's like you got to constantly keep saying self-love, keep walking, keep going. Don't get back in the box. Don't get back in the box. Keep going. Self-love. Self-love. Like you need it, you know, because you feel vulnerable. You put ourselves in boxes because it's safe.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then you get out and it's like, okay, well, you know, like, oh my goodness. But you need to say self-love, you got this, you got this. And that's what I really like about your music. It's it makes you feel secure and sure. So what you're saying you're trying to do for women, you're doing the thing.
Thank you. That means so much to me because I didn't just want to do music, you know, just to do music. You know, I wanted to make sure, for me, I wanted to make sure that my music came with a positive message. You know, the same thing that my music does for me, I wanted, you know, whoever else to listen to it, I wanted them to be able to pull that same energy from there. And even regardless of what headspace that they were in, let them know, look, you may be feeling like this now. This is just right now. This isn't the end. This is just right now. And, you know, just to kind of reach in their life and kind of pull them into my world and to give them some encouragement through my songs, to give them that inspiration, to give them that empowerment, to let them know, look, this is just how you're feeling now. But there's more. You're deserving of this. You're deserving of that. So you got to pull yourself out of there. You know, come on out of there. We're not staying there, you know? And so for me, that was very important for it to have that positive message, because I wanted it to definitely impact people, you know, it's a good song to dance to, but when we're going through something, we start to listen to those lyrics, and that's when we register with that song. The beat will pull us in because it's kind of like, okay, yeah, I can vibe with that. But when you're going through something, because I know I have other songs that I listen to, you know, if I'm in that getting in that place, those lyrics, oh my goodness, I connect with them. And so that's what I wanted to make sure people were able to do with my music. So it definitely feels good to hear you say that. Thank you.
Oh yes, of course. No, thank you. So we were in the I have a journaling room on Clubhouse every day. It's 5 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, and I can't remember the prompt that we had, but I remember the prompt because it was basically about I remember I had a Mazda 626, I had the tinted windows, I had the booming system, I had the amp in the back and the replaced speakers. And I just remember like just being inside of it. And I was like, I know that trunk was rattling on the outside, but inside the sound was clean and pristine, you know? But like just then when you're going through something, like I just remember being in a traffic light one time and listening to a song, and I just remember like just resonating with me, like the words, the beat, the feeling, like it hit me. But I had driven around town like 1,000 times listening to that song, but it wasn't until the moment that I actually was living what the song was saying that it was like I could feel and the song just like, yes, you know, in those moments when you were saying that, it made me think of that prompt that we wrote about this week. That was my take on the particular prompt, but what you were saying, like I wholeheartedly, vividly see that so clearly. Yeah, music, so healing. I can't live without it. Like every day, you know, I'll be getting dressed and dancing around. I mean, I love it. I love it. I love it. Yeah.
It makes life better. For me, it makes it more interesting and colorful. Because when you think about it, we use it for a lot, you know, whether it's, I know for me, like I'm a former teacher. I played it in the school to set the tone for my students. When we go to a game, when we're riding, you know, podcasting, conferences, everything, we use it for a lot, just you know, in the shower. So just, you know, but I love it. I love it. And it's definitely much needed.
And so also you're a songwriter, which is beautiful. So your creative process, is it just like kind of like what you're going through, almost like just writing in your journal and just like the song just kind of comes out? Do you have some like a kind of a creative process that you utilize, or how does it come out for you?
I do. And it's funny that I'm able to sit here and share it with you, because it takes me back to writing my first song, where I was so nervous and I was just like, I'm a singer, but what am I gonna sing? I gotta have a song to sing. Like, so like, and I gotta write it. Ooh, I gotta write the song. So my creative process, I will go and I like to listen to a lot of different beats. And I find one that just really speaks to me. Just, you know, how am I feeling? And it depends on, like I said, it depends on what mood I'm in. If I'm not, you know, if I'm just kind of in a chill mood, it's gonna be a chill beat. If I'm in something where I kind of want to move a little bit, it's gonna be more upbeat. And so for self-love, I actually had I was going back and forth with wanting to go and talk to young girls about self-love and wanting to actually offer a course on it. And I'm just like, okay, no, I just need to make sure I focus on my music. As I said, I'm a former teacher, so I still wanted to find a way to still connect with the students still. And so I had just gears had just been turned in my mind about that. And I got in the shower, put on this beat, and just kind of start humming to it. I always do that. I'll hum to it, and the words they just start coming, and I just, you know, sing a little bit here. Okay, just still humming, you know, because I don't have the other words, and I'm kind of like, okay, let me grab my phone because I got to record this. So I record it on my phone just so that way I can hear the melody, I can hear some of the words, and I like to come up here, or either I like to go in my backyard when I'm in Florida, so when it's warm, and just kind of sit and I start to write, you know, what I've recorded. And I just kind of start to think about, okay, what does this mean to me? Like, what is my experience with this? And, you know, with the song, depending on the topic, well, I won't say the topic, but the title of the song, just kind of like, you know, I pull from that experience. What is something that I would want to hear about? What is something that I can truly speak on, you know, that's happened to me? How can I turn this into something that's positive? Because like I said, my thing is making music for women. I have to keep my audience in mind that I'm wanting to target. How is this going to help them to love themselves more? How is this going to help them be more confident? How is this going to help? Like, what can they pull from this song to fit what I'm saying, you know, fit what I'm saying I want them to grasp from it. So just a lot of humming, a lot of writing, a lot of me listening to it in my truck when I'm going on errands, like blasting it. Like my family, they know when I'm in the writing process because they know they're gonna hear over and over and over. And my son's just like, can you like just, Mom, can you put some headphones on? And I'm like, I can hear it better when I don't have headphones on, when it's loud. So they go through the process with me. And I just go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. I play with the words, you know, I'm finding words that rhyme, but then, you know, is it saying is it giving what it's supposed to give, you know? And then before I go into the studio, I'm just, you know, putting everything together. It's almost like writing a paper where you know, you have all your thoughts jotted down, but now, okay, I need to move this here. I need to move this here. Oh, okay, well, oh, this will sound good. Like, let me put these background vocals behind it. Oh, okay. You know what? I'm gonna put a little talking here because I want to throw this message in. And then just, you know, just feeling it. Like, how do I feel when I listen to it? Am I feeling it? Okay, this is a vibe. I'm vibing with this because I know if I'm feeling it, somebody else is gonna feel it, you know. So that's pretty much my creative writing process.
Yeah, it feels like, you know, like the Soul Train Award. a songwriter. It's like put it over here, and move it over there. You know.
Exactly. That's what it feels like. That's what it feels like.
Yeah. Nice. Okay. So, well, thank you so much for taking the time to meet with me and like just be so quick about it. I really appreciate it. So, tell us about the future. Like, what do you have buzzing for you right now or in the next couple of months? I know we're living in some kind of crazy times,
Mhm.
but I know you're probably skating around it and doing what you can do. So, tell us.
Um, well, first off, thank you again for having me.
Oh,
I'm
yes.
definitely enjoying
Hmm.
myself. So the next thing is to get a little bit more familiar with TikTok and let TikTok get a little bit familiar with me. Being that everybody's doing lot of stuff from home and everybody's on TikTok because they're at home.
Hmm.
Um, so doing that, I'm actually working on another song. But I have a song that I will be pushing that is pretty much going to be my breakout song um, as a female R&B artist, and it's this song is my baby. I want to really I chose this one to release because of the feedback that I got from people that I was, random people that I was sending it out to, and how it makes me feel and the message. I feel like that speaks to people in terms of the message that I want to send as an artist, the light that I want them to see me in as an artist. Because whether we know it or not, those first songs that artists put out, that's showing people who you are. And for me, that's very important because I'm a mother and a mother of three, an Air Force wife, and just I want to make sure that they're getting Candice, who I am,
Hmm.
nothing
Hmm.
fake, nothing, it's like I'm a handful, I'm hyper, I got a big personality and I can't give myself in doses. So you're going to get all of it, so
Yes.
this is, I feel like that song says, this is who she is. Like she's goofy. She's, she's this, she could be serious. She's intelligent. It gives all of that. So I'm working on having that pushed and just focusing on, just having everything to really drive that song because I'm not just a recording artist. I look at myself as a brand, and my brand is Love You and Be Limitless. So I want my song to definitely sit on the forefront, and it other things behind that can drive it. So
Hmm.
that's what I'll be doing. Yeah, so you guys will be seeing a lot more of me and just letting people get familiarized with my face and my voice.
And I'll be all, oh, under her wing. I'm like, yes, 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 yes. I'm so excited. I love doing this because, I mean, life is so unpredictable and like just things just happen and people flourish and grow and go
Hmm.
off and experience things. And it's just a beautiful part of a person's process. I had a friend here. I interviewed her on the podcast like back in 2020, and she ended up writing a book. It's like a budget workbook.
Hmm.
And so I got it, and then so I was like reading to my friend. I was like, "Oh man, look, check this out! She got her family out of $600,000 in debt." And I was like reading it back, and she was like featured on the Journey to Self Care podcast. Oh, I'm like, that's me. Like I had no clue, like, and I'm just like, oh my goodness, just to be a part of that, you know what I mean? Like I didn't expect her to do that, but it was just like, oh my goodness, like it was
That
just,
is amazing.
yeah, just to be a part of her and clapping her up in her journey. And so I just love to look for people like yourself that are just doing things that you can just see that's on a skyrocket, and just being able to listen to the story and be here on, and the foundation is being laid is just, I love this part. I just love this part because I'm just so excited for you. I'm so
Thank
excited
you,
for
thank
you.
you. I'm
Yeah.
excited for you because with that, because but we need to hear that, because with that happening, it wouldn't have happened had you not put it out there. So I that's amazing. It's kind of like, just do it, put it out there and just let it go, see where it goes. So that was
Hmm.
amazing.
Yeah, yeah. So thank you. So
You
before
were.
you go, dun, 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 we
I'm
got our
ready, I'm
drawing
ready.
card cards, which I ain't even worried about. I have a songwriter over here, so let's see what we're gonna pick. Huh. Freshly paved.
Freshly paved. Oh, goodness. Freshly paved melodies
Ah.
in the sunshine because
Uh,
we're in Florida.
oh, I'm a little jelly. I'm over here in the inland northwest.
Oh, okay, okay. I'll
Yeah.
enjoy the sunshine for you then.
Yeah, I know. I see that. And you're talking about, I like to go outside when it's warm. I'm like, she in Florida. I was like, I ain't gonna get her right now. Yes.
That wow, okay. Freshly paved melodies in the sunshine. Wow, yeah. I guess
Mm-hmm.
because we just got done talking about music, and of
Mm-hmm.
course that's what's on my mind now.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um, and just I feel a little bit of the sun coming in, and just
Yeah.
it happy. It makes me feel happy. So that
Yeah.
was the first thing that came to
Mm-hmm.
mind.
When I hear freshly paved, I think of you. Like you're freshly paving a way for yourself. And it's not only just for you that you may have the lawnmower first, but
Mhm,
all the people that's going to come behind you, like all the women that's going to hear your music, you're making a freshly paved way for them. If they are
mhm,
trapped in self-hate, self-doubt, and then they hear that song self-love, then you've opened up a freshly paved way for them to experience life, especially our young girls, like, times have changed. Like since I've been a teenager, since you've been a teenager, the
mhm,
teenagers, the young women, they're up against so much bigger fish to fry, and just hearing your song is freshly paving a way for them. And you're going to be freshly paving a way for, different generations, your kids and whoever else pick up your music and push play. It's like always these new freshly paved ways for people to explore themselves through your music. That's
mhm.
what I think of when I see the card.
Listen, I'll take it. I'll take it. I'm like over here, just like I love how you put that. That was so beautifully put. Because I get emotional when I hear that, and I'm just like, Candice, don't cry, don't cry, Candice, smile, don't cry, because uh, just that encouragement that you're pouring into me. Thank you for that, and just the way you put it, that's exactly how I want it to play out, and what I want the music to give, that message. Um, so man, I'm sorry. I'm trying not to be a big water bag, but I am. But that's just it just I really resonate with that. So those I love that you're the idea that behind the prompted cards. I love that.
Yeah.
That was fantastic.
Oh, well, good. I'm glad it helps. It also helped me because my friend, she has this like a money coaching that she does. She coaches people with money. And I remember one day
Mhm,
she put up a post and it was Beyonce. And she was like, she was crying. And the story she was telling was she was on set and it was these young kids came on the set and they were like, they did something with the video and then they were leaving and the excitement that they had, like they were high-fiving each other. It was like the best thing ever. And the memory took her back when she was like Destiny's Child, when they were trying to like make it. And she was
mhm,
like overcome with emotion because artists like yourself, like her and many others, have paved the way for other people who are saying, can I do it? They're in the box. They're waiting for the grace, right? Like your song. And then that she's seeing them walking off, like it triggered her. Like she was like just was like having this emotional moment. And it just, I don't know, it just resonated with me because it's like we all start somewhere and then we go forward. And then there's someone else that steps up after we go forward, right? Saying, okay, well, I want to be next. And then
mhm.
you turn to acknowledge that, freshly paving the way for them. It's just a beautiful blossoming experience,
It
Yeah.
is.
Yeah. So I'm just so excited for you. And you just have a beautiful personality. So I know when people come to you and ask for an autograph, you won't be all, "Oh, go now." You're going to be like,
No,
you're going
no.
to stop. And I can see you now and be like, no, let them come over here. You know what I mean? Like I see it. Like I see it. So
Thank you.
it's,
Thank
it's
you.
so nice to get to know you. So thank you so much. So again, tell us where everyone can find you.
Okay, you can visit my website. It's CandiceJLimitless.com, Or you can also find my music on YouTube, Amazon, Spotify, Deezer, and Tidal. And it's Self-Love. I have 3 others up there. You want to check those out. Grace, Limitless Anthem, and did a video with my boo thing. It's called My Love Song. So
Yeah.
yes. So
I
go and
love
check it
that.
out, guys.
The love song. I told my sister, I watched the video and I was like, oh, it's reminding me of you and your husband. I was like, because like the whole storyline, I was like, yes, that's my sister. She needs to check it out. So yes, thank you so much. So please, everyone, go check out Candice's music. Reach out to her if you have a story or this interview resonated with you. You can see she's an open person. She won't let your DM sit there and collect dust, and she's going to respond back. So please reach out and just show her love. And thank you for so many times you push play and listen to us. So take care, and we'll see you back next time. Take care. Bye.